Good day, Noah the Great here, taking a look at some battles I had in the 50 hundo as I was working on leading the tank out and going up to the next tank. Definitely some interesting gameplay in the tank just due to the style of it and how it plays, and it was a little bit of a struggle for me to win games on it. A few highlights before the battles is the shells hit for about 300 average damage. The pen being 232, premium pen being more like the 263, which isn't too bad for a tier 8. But the biggest thing about this is it's an autoloader that has 6 shells in the clip. That means 6 times 3 is 1800, which is effectively the ability to kill tier 8 heavy tanks with one clip. A full tier 8 heavy tank from full health, and you can still bounce one of the shots. You start firing at mediums and lights, and at tier 8 you can start to kill almost 2 light tanks with your clip. But this comes with a pretty huge cost of a 46-second reload, and the shells do have an inner clip of 2.7, so it's definitely not the fastest clip to get out, and if you're shooting against a heavy and they're fighting you back, they may still get a few shots out. These are definitely even stronger in Clan Wars type, tier 8 skirmish type play when you can run 2 of them together, because as you can imagine, if one can kill a tier 8 heavy tank, well, 2 can kill it half the speed and not take the same sort of damage in return, and then you can go on to the next heavy. Anyway, enough of some of the basics of it. It's got reasonable mobility of being a heavy. Acts a lot more like a medium as far as speed, as well as survivability, because it doesn't have much armor and can get penned pretty reasonably with HE and about any shell coming its way. But without further ado, let's get into some of the battles. And for the first battle here, we have Highway, everyone's most favorite map. Definitely not one I'd block if I had the ability. But what we got here is kind of a city area and an open area. This tank's going to easily get spotted in the open area, so choices are pretty clear to play the city side. What I'm initially looking for is maybe trying to get into the city when they shoot a friendly tank, possibly put 2 or 3 shots into them, maybe take a hit and clip someone out. This initial plan kind of gets changed pretty early on. Just looking at how the Lynx is playing, it seems like he might do kind of an initial spotting run to try and get them in the crossing. So I'll try and work to see if I can't support them. Maybe you'll spot, the TDs or some of the people that like to sit in like D8, D9 area, or like the F9. But initially it looks like he's going the other direction. Maybe he's got a vendetta against Artie. So not much that can really be done, but I find myself in just a situation I seem to be in a lot with this tank, where I'm faster than the heavies, so I kind of get into a position before anyone's kind of there. But then I don't really know what to do, right? I can't really drive forward here too much, because if there's any of those tanks on the ridge, they'll definitely shoot me and pen me. I can't necessarily drive into the city too much and try and use my armor. And fortunately, their already goes down, so I don't have to worry about that threat. So, well played to the light. And he is coming back and getting some of those spots. He does die for it, but get one shot in. Tracking shot, lock him in place. Is he going to repair? After that shot, he does repair, so I got one more kind of aim shot. And I probably could have fired the 2 additional shells, since I was probably going to reload anyways. I maybe should have looked to see if there were other places I could use those 2 shells before I started reloading so quick, because you do have such a long reload with the 40-45 seconds. I maybe would have shot the low once or twice in that crossing, but live and learn. So at least had some effect on the first clip, which that's good. But what I really need for us to win the city and to have a good game is have the second clip be effective. You really need to get a good amount of damage out of your first clip or second clip, because oftentimes you don't even have time for a third clip. So tracing this low, get reloaded, get one into them. Don't see any immediate shots, so I pack down. Check to see if I'm spotted. I'm not. Of course, going to hold on to the 5 shells. Probably spend a little too much time playing around with this low, when instead I could probably be looking to see if I can't hit some of those heavies in the city. They're pretty engaged with our heavies, so even if I only get 1 or 2 shots into them, it definitely pull their attention. Okay, now it looks like I'm going to see if I can't make something happen with it. Again, I really need to be doing something, though I don't really want to risk my health. Get spotted, don't like that, but T-28 pushes forward, so bounce one. That's not typical. Bizante fired one. Odd. That was a convenient shot to go in, and is this going to be 2 more on the lull? Yes, it is. Look at that. So a real solid use of the 5 shots, up to about 2,400 damage. And at this point, I kind of take a look back and think, well, we're probably in some trouble. We seem to be pretty outmanned in the city. And I start to kind of think maybe I should fall back, but instead I think a little bit more and go, well, VK and Chrysler are going to take a while to kill. You know, I'm half loaded. If I come in there and clean off a few of those tanks, there's definitely the potential to do that before leaving. So, figure the biggest threat is this medium here, because a lot of the heavies I might take a hit while I'm running, but the medium can stay up with me. The mediums can get around the side of our heavies. He's just overall the biggest threat. Try and take a shot through the wall, that doesn't connect. Now maybe this is a little bit reckless, right? I push around into the open, thinking maybe I can get some shots to Bizante, but instead, okay, we're going to take out this medium. Is that 1, 2, 3 shots from the G-Sor? That one misses. Okay, at least got a little punishment back into him, but could easily take an extra hit from the G-Sor and taken a hit from the object and died there. So at least it was good that I had all the additional health, that it worked out. And again, I was thinking about, well, maybe I should leave, and I see we're pushing into their base. It's 10-4. I might as well try and get one more clip and see if I can't finish off a few of these tanks. Right, we're probably not going to lose anyways, but up to 3,500. And what's that? A full health E5 coming in. I guess he wanted to play some of the ridges. Oh well. So again, yeah, pretty sure we're gonna win, but we're all pretty low, and you know I could easily die in a pretty short amount of time. So trying to look to see if I can't pick off any of them running away. Oh, there's one of them, and down he goes. And G-Sor spotted as well. He misses the first shot, misses the second shot, hits the third one, but I'm willing to take that, and misses the fourth shot. And at this point, he's the only one left, so no point in clipping. Use the 3 shots to go and finish him off. Looking at 4,300 damage, definitely not bad, but for a tier 8 match with 1,800 potential, right? Doing a little over 2 clips of damage is something that should be done. Okay, so we pop up and let's finish him off. Oh, just a critical hit. And someone else kills him. Anyway, so definitely a good first game. Kind of see that I don't put my tank into that much risk early on. I try to support the team, but not necessarily support them from behind, as it's, you know, in the city, if I'm in the buildings, there's a good chance that I'm just going to be trading shot for shot, and then I don't have the armor or the alpha. So definitely a good first display, but you see plenty of that initial thought of me running this new and different style tank, where I'm kind of sitting around and not really sure what I should be doing. Alright, for the next battle, got one here on Lakeville. Another tier 8 match, so I should be doing pretty good, right? Though that being said, one nice thing about the 50 hundo and most auto loaders is getting in a higher tier match doesn't hurt you as much, because if you get in the right position, you're able to dish out your damage and not be in as much risk. But as you noticed in the first game, and probably notice here again, I don't really drive heavy tanks all that much, and this is a very special heavy tank. That isn't really a heavy tank, so you'll notice I'm trying to take some initial early type spot to shoot down this forward line. Try and help our light if he spots anyone. But then the problem gets to be, again, is I'm a little bit faster, and I get into a position. I try to maybe get some spots. Oh, well, there goes our light. So that's not good. But I just don't know where to go. I don't know where to shoot, and I just don't really know what to do. So at the moment, you kind of see me sitting here. Maybe I could try and drive into the middle there and try and get some early shots. But the problem is, in a city type map, if they aren't in the open and they're, say, side scraping, and very easily turn into trading one shot for one shot, and they're going to pen me, and I'm not sure I'm going to pen them. So looking to maybe pick up some line shots. But you see, as soon as I do that, there's already mediums sitting back at H5, and well, if this was a tier 10 game, that may have been a Jag Panzer to kill me there. But so I realize this spot isn't going to work, and again, you see all this hesitation as I'm thinking, well, where can I go to get the clip off, right? This tank really needs to have a good first clip and move into getting that second clip off and maybe having a third clip. That's where it really strives. And we're 2 minutes in and I haven't fired a shot, although somehow bounced one. So I'm thinking maybe the IS-6 is isolated, right? I can get around him, I can kill him in 2 shots. Maybe hit that TVP. Of course, there's a object sitting back there and knock down the building, don't do anything. And then start to think twice. The ruse is up, the IS-6 will see me coming, some of those other mediums might come and deal with me. And we have so many tanks sitting there, I'm not going to do anything that they won't do. So again, teammate Peru points out their ELC is kind of along this lake road, so I think, well, maybe I can get a kill on him. But then I see this. His first shot, lower plate. Second shot, intentionally aimed for the tracking shot. He does repair it, but dies anyways. You see underneath the arc, I go for another tracking shot, lock him in place. Though the Barask is going to punish me. With the Barask hitting me with 1 shot, possibly having a second, I choose to just reload and not try and take that last shot. But in hindsight, I probably should have taken it either on the Barask or the VK. And then again here, I'm concerned about the ELC, but probably way more concerned than I need to be. And I'm still thinking 2 to 3 that I might have to fall back to base. I might have to go support heavies. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing, even though I have all this reload time to think about it. But we start to hold off the field, so now I'm starting to look, okay, how can I make a play? Well, they're plenty low. I can take a hit, but not all that much. Spent some time trying to wait for the ELC that I thought maybe was going to go around. You see again, I realize, okay, that's not going to happen. And I'm still waiting for it. And this would be a perfect time just to push around and just pick off so many of these low health tanks, right? That's what, 4 kills I could pick up in a few seconds. Well, and finally the VK goes down, so this isn't going to be punishing at all. But it's not going to be punishing for the rest of the team, so everyone else pushes in. There we are, do pick up a kill off it. And then there isn't much to the rest of this part here. We end up just chasing them down. I do some poor driving, and we end up killing all those tanks. But I don't really do much more in this match. Where, if I'd played a little more aggressive on this clip, I easily could have picked off the VK here. Could have picked off 1, 2, or 3 of the mediums. There's just so much more potential that I was more concerned that I thought our team was how I'm going to lose, and then I'd support them in the cover when I needed to be more aggressive in this tier 8 match. Alright, and last we got some Campanovka. Key things to note here is both sides only have one light, neither of them being EBRs, but 2 RDs. So I'm going to speed up the start here because this one's going to be a little bit longer of a match. But again, not really sure where to go at the start of this game, and thinking, well, I'm not going to really be able to do any sort of single shot type snipe plays, so where else to go but go to the hill and really hope the RD don't hit me. With this type of a tank, it'd be very reasonable that they might pen me as RD, and this could be a very quick game for me. Sort of what I'm expecting. Have some teammate support, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can get up there and maybe take care of a heavy. Maybe they'll shoot the teammates. I'll be able to pop out and get a few shots. I'm not expecting to get all that much out as far as damage. You notice I start off right with the gold around. Make sure this first clip really makes a difference. Oh, we already lost our light tank on this map. That's unfortunate. Well, thinking this one's probably going to be a loss at that point. So, with that combined with the fact that I spot a possibly lonely E75 TS, well, let's see what this gun can do. 1 shot, 2 shot, hits the tracks as well, he repairs. Sometimes I go for another tracking shot here, but I think I got the damage just to kill him. He tracks me, but finish off the kill, so repair the tracks. And there we go. Took out one of their tier 8 heavies for about 300 damage worth. So, when played correctly or in the right positions, this tank just kills tier 8 tanks, even with tracking shot in there. So, was sitting behind this building to try and avoid RD, and IS-3 kind of comes in to take the side scrape, so it's my time to try and relocate a little bit. That's where I'm thinking. Yep, not much going to happen here. I don't notice that the IS-3 gets spotted, and I guess when I kick out my back here, I must have gotten spotted as well, probably. Let's see, yep, there's a Bizante. Yep, I'm spotted, and there's a RD hit. Oh, there's a second RD hit. Ready to use the repair kit. Well, should have just backed up and not gotten hit, but, props to them. Well skilled, 600 damage, and, a dead driver. But that's about how this map usually goes up top here, is, you just get shelled by RD and hope you can kill their heavies fast enough, and then cry the whole time. So, obviously I can't take another RD hit. So I'm looking to think, okay, how can I use this next clip to affect the match? Maybe I could go down low. There's a fair bit of mediums there. The VK is down enough that I'm suspecting if I try and push around on him, there's going to be tanks behind to shoot me. Plus, as soon as I go to shoot the VK, I'm going to be spotted and still just die to RD. An LT pops up, so our light's dead. We really need to deal with theirs. Let's see, 1 shot. Second shot doesn't connect. It's unfortunate. Looks like our heavies are starting to push the A line. Goes well. I really do need to support them. I want to wait this 10 seconds though to get my first aid kit back. Is what I'm really hesitant on here. But they're pretty committed. They spotted down the line. Now that I got my driver back, I don't have shots on the LT, which is who I really want to deal with. Might have had shots on the 3A, but I was kind of locked into killing this VK. And our VK was locked into... I'm not sure. But he takes a good job at taking a lot of their focus. And come in from the side and just take the free kill. And is already going to hit me. I can't really take an already hit. Hopefully they don't. And it looks like I'm able to get out. So, the question is now, what do we do with this situation, right? We got a almost dead Bazante that can't do much. We do have a full health IS-3, so hopefully he can have some good impact. There's still two already pretty high health T-54 Mod 1. So it looks like they didn't come rushing up the hill afterwards. So I'm thinking, hey, if this Mod 1 makes some sort of a play, get some spotting of someone in the middle, or maybe that IS-3 comes back a little bit, that's where I want to be in position to shoot. It definitely looks like I'm trying to just try snipe here at a distance, but just with how open this map is, there's not much more I can do. And I'm going to speed up this mid game for a little bit. Our T-54 unfortunately is getting out spotted. There's just not much going on here for a little bit. The IS-3 is full health, but doing the same sort of sniping maneuver, which, you know, see if the Mod 1 does something successful. Now the G-SOR is going to demonstrate why I'm not pushing forward with that low health. See, he pushes up, and he dies, as expected. But we do get the Pershing for it. It's nice of the G-SOR in chat to let us know. Oh no, it's the VK. The VK was letting us know that the TD was the one that was smart for pushing in and dying. Okay. IS-3, nope. 1 hit. 2 hits. 3 hits. Maybe 4? Okay, and already finishes him off. Another good use of the clip, just getting a good bit of damage. And that's the main reason why I was sitting up here. As you heard, you know, trying to spot the Borsig or the IS-3. That's where I'm really going to get the damage. And you notice the IS-3 has left the hill. Not sure what he's trying to do, but it's probably not the worst play to decide not to push down the hill, because it's already been shown to be a tough push. Okay, mod's popping up, so I'm trying to get as far forward to assist him as possible. He's not really spotting anything, because of course they're all got plenty of bushes back there. Okay, and we'll slow it back down a little bit here. What I do notice is the G-SOR comes up to take this top spot, which then means we just have 2 of our autoloaders sitting in the same angle. I don't really see much point in that, so I decided to leave, plus get myself in a little bit better position to support the IS-3. We're down to only 5 minutes left, so it looks like the IS-3 is going to make a push down the road, probably come up H1 and kill the G-SOR, try and make a play around cap. Although maybe he's not. Now he's coming back. Anyway, I need to make sure I'm here to help the Mod 1. We have a lead, but we can't afford to just lose tanks, and it's going to cost us hit points to get into the field. Okay, the IS-3 got spotted. That's why he's being a little bit more careful. But we're also down to 4 minutes. G-SOR from the hill starts coming down and we spot theirs. Let the bloom go down a little bit maybe. 2 critical damages. That's unfortunate. And a miss. But get the kill. So what really matters? Yeah, gonna need a full clip to do anything at this end part, so decided to take the reload, being a little bit cautious for it. Unfortunately, we did lose that Mod 1 for that kill. The IS-3 still sitting back, and we're down to 3.5 minutes. The IS-3 either needs to make a push. What's his hit points? Let's see. Can't see from here. I think he's still at full hit points though. So we're basically losing IS-3, asking us if we're ready. So maybe he's now finally going to have the courage to cross, but can't focus on that. He's got to make a good play. The G-SOR is getting up close. We're down to 3 minutes. I probably need to make a play as well. There's a certain point where we're either just going to lose the game and or draw the game out just sitting around, or I need to take a little more risk. Again, I only got the 6 shots and then a 40-second reload, so there's not much time left for me to get, 1 or 2 more clips out. So my thought is maybe get 1 clip out here, and then there's going to be enough time for me to try and go in and spot someone and maybe die, and the rest of the team get some help. I'm trying to be a little bit careful with these brushes, and the Bazante dies without even spotting anything. A valiant effort. Maybe would have been nicer to have a 1500 health IS-3 do the play with some armor, a little bit better armor, but oh well. Down to 2 minutes, and the IS-3 is finally making a push. And at this point, there he is. Yep, IS-3 is still full health. But he waited till 2 minutes, so we'll see what he can do with it. Oh, he's starting to get shot. He's not clearing out H1. It looks like he's going towards cap. So maybe the G-SOR relocated. You see me trying to cover any sort of middle areas if there's any of the TDs that move down the line. And now we're getting down to the point where this clip's my last clip. G-SOR keeps pushing a little bit further forward. Artie's taking some blind shots. And the G-SOR pops up at G1. Well, rip the IS-3. But there we are, we found one of their mediums. Only cost me 1 shot. G-SOR finished him off. At this point, I probably should be pushing in and trying to help the G-SOR. I'm not fully paying attention to the time. I'm just thinking about farming. Ooh, we do find a Borsig. Missed the first shot. Hit the second. Hit the third. Hit the fourth. Take him out. 1 shot left. 20 seconds left to get both Arties. Hopefully the G-SOR is loaded. No, he's got 28 seconds, so maybe our Arties can hit their Artie. We're getting down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I get 1 more hit in, and it ends up as a draw. An unfortunate game. I think there's some teammates that could have played better that maybe would have helped. Maybe I should have been pushing forward sooner. Ended up doing about 5k damage. Definitely showcased some really good play at the start by taking down their heavy. Some poor play at the start by taking Artie hits for nothing. But overall, that's about how all my games have been with the 50 hundo. It requires your teammates to play in a certain way for me to be effective, which is if they get stomped, there's not much I can do. If they stomp, I don't really make much of a difference. And if it's a close game, it really just depends on if I can find tanks to isolate. So either way, the 50 hundo was definitely an interesting tank to play, and it has some very strong, powerful ways to play it, some incredible damage output potential. But it's a very different tank to play, and that's both good and bad. Anyway, hope you enjoyed watching, and have a great rest of the day.